I just drink wine.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Whine Situation, the show that unwinds wines with wines for the wins.
For the wines?
For the wines and the wins.
The winds. Wind.
And the wind.
And the wind. The wine of the wind.
You know how it works by now.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we pair wines with wines. Like someone comes in with a wine, a W-H-I-N-E, and then we pair a W-I-N-E to go W-I-T-H.
See what you
I'm going to spell the entire podcast.
I like it.
Alphabet soup.
So Shaughn and I feel overly qualified to tell you about wine because of A, our sexy good looks, and B, our ability to spell.
Well, I feel like medium qualified. I mean, I'm like maybe like qualified adjacent to do it.
Shaughn is very, very qualified. He helped open Bar Covell's like 6 years ago. He is the wine whisperer who looks into your eyes and knows what you want. And he worked for Gregory Condes.
I did. Yeah.
Yes, so he's got all the cred you need, even if he can't spell, which he can.
I can spell.
He can spell.
A medium speller, too. Ellen has all the credentials you need for the W-Sets, the Wine Educational Spirit Trust. That's her cred on the street for wine peeps.
The thing.
That's like your wine gang.
My wine gang, the W-Sets.
Do you have like a sign you want to throw up for that?
Our base hood is somewhere in London, I think. So, I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
So like London represent, basically?
Yeah.
London in the house?
I'm the delegate for the London W-Sets in LA.
Oh, look at that.
No, not really. There's lots of other people much higher.
You're like a pledge. You're pledging the fraternity.
I'm totally a pledge, yeah.
Well, here we go. Let's do it, right? This is episode 5?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And we have a very, very exciting
I
guest.
have a very exciting guest.
We have Melanie Lynskey.
She is here. You guys know her from all of her amazing work. Heavenly Creatures, Up in the Air. This is so funny to say.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Oh,
Hi,
you guys.
hello.
There you go. We'll just start it.
Sorry, I leaned back already.
It's okay.
Well,
All
we're
right.
glad. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming out to do the podcast.
Thank you for having me. This is so formal.
It's so formal.
Should we
should-
explain ourselves?
No, we don't need to explain ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to explain. Yes.
Well, now it sounds like we're secret lovers, but that's all right.
Oh, explain how we know each other?
Yeah, because I feel like so weird to be being so formal with you.
Melanie is my secret
Hello,
lover.
Shaughn.
Hello.
Nice to see you. You do a podcast?
I do a podcast.
That's
Yeah.
interesting information.
You probably didn't know that.
Oh, no. I don't know very much about you, Shaughn.
Melanie's got this very good like newscaster like pose on the desk going on for her formality.
She's all very formal.
Do you want to be opening the wine while we get what your wine with an H is?
What your wine is, and I'll open this.
Sure. I guess my wine is going to be about a condition that I have called misophonia. Yeah. Oh, it's a screw top
I'm going
wine.
to give you a high five on that right here because
You are?
I have issues too. So,
Oh, my Lord. That makes me happy.
yeah.
You guys have a lot to talk about on that.
Yeah. Should I explain what it is for people who don't know what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a condition. People are starting to do studies about it now and figure out more about it. But basically, certain noises are pretty much unbearable to me. Like if somebody has gum, I cannot
Can't
keep my
handle it.
thoughts together.
If you're riding in a car with someone and you can like secretly put your fingers in your ears like in a way that you hope they don't notice.
Yeah, where you look like you're resting
Yes,
on the
yes.
side. Yeah, where you're just sort of like listening, but one of your fingers is fully in your ears.
to block
yeah.
the noise.
Wow.
And I also bring
Those are all
little
the secrets.
foam headphones with me everywhere I go.
That's a good idea.
Little earplugs, yeah, for the movies and for airplanes and for anything. Because it's really terrible. And it's also, I'm a very polite person, so I don't feel like I can tell anybody.
It's really hard when, or you're with a friend, or I sometimes keep gum in my car for if on my way somewhere, and I'm like getting nervous talking about it. I'm like, if I'm
Yeah.
on some way,
You're working me up. Yeah.
and I want to make sure my breath isn't bad. And sometimes a friend will get in my car and be like, "Oh, can I have some gum?" And I'm like, "If you promise to chew really quietly," and then they do, and usually halfway in, I'm like, "Can you not do that, and then I feel rude.
I know, I feel rude too. But I try to do the same thing.
I felt really bad when I found out it was a real thing.
You felt really bad?
No, not or better, really better. Sorry,
Really bad.
really bad. I feel bad about it in
I felt
general.
really bad.
I've been talking about, it's not like the main thing I talk about in therapy, but part of it is like having your own boundaries and feeling like you can stand up for yourself and say like, this is a thing that I have and it bothers me. So like I've been with my therapist for 5 years or something, and like 3 months ago she forwarded me an email and she was like, I saw this article, I was like, OMG, it is real. And I was like,
Just 3 months ago that happened?
Oh,
Come on.
really recently after so many
So like
years.
the whole time she was just doodling on her pad while you were talking? Not really
I guess
writing
she was
anything?
kind of like, well, she has her little quirk or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was an article in the New York Times about it and saying there's a genetic component to it. And it's been discovered that people, because all my siblings have it and my dad has it.
Oh.
So we didn't know if it was learnt behavior because our dad would freak out if he heard a mouth noise. But, I think we all just genetically can't deal with it. Because some people just don't even...
people don't hear. I'm like, how do you not hear that?
Hear that mouth noise, yeah.
Yeah. Or growing up, I think my parents just thought it was that my brother would just purposely chew, smack everything like right in my ear because he knew how riled up. But then in general, I just couldn't handle, still can't handle gum chewers, specifically gum.
Gum is the worst for sure. I think it should be banned.
I agree. In
Gum
public,
chewing?
Yeah.
the Oompa Loompas had it right. No, they're like
What
had
did they
that like
say?
in the when the girl who kept chewing gum all the time, and they sang the songs like "Chewing is fine if it's once in a while. It stops you from smoking and brightens your smile." Is that how it goes? Then they were
I
like,
don't know
"It's
this
disgusting and wrong, chewing and chewing all day long." Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa.
It's the
The Oompa Loompas.
It's the gum verse.
Yeah, the gum verse.
Oh,
they were
the
right.
old-
It's
the old
disgusting,
gum verse.
revolting, and
It's
wrong.
disgusting
Chewing and
and
chewing
wrong.
all
Yeah,
day
right?
wrong.
Well,
Oh
let's
my
cheers, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's relax ourselves.
What's your
I know.
chord on that there?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Puppet.
Cheers.
I mean,
Cheers,
Shaughn.
Puppet. Cheers, Melanie Lynskey.
Cheers, Shaughn Buchholz. Cheers, Ellen.
Cheers, Melanie.
Ooh,
Yum.
that's delicious. Ellen, would you like to talk about the wine? Or you want me to
Whoa.
start first?
We picked this wine for many reasons.
Yeah.
The first is because I got excited when he was like misophonia, and I'm like, she needs white noise, so we'll get her white wine.
It's so great.
And
Something to blend out the sounds.
Yeah, but there's more reasons. Then Shaughn said, well, we should, get a wine that will distract all her senses away from noise. So a very strong. What we have is a Jules Taylor single vineyard Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough. We wanted a wine to make you feel at home. So from
Thank
your home country. And the funny thing is we were brilliant people. We went in shopping for our Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs.
Yes, we did.
And we saw this pretty bottle. I'll put pictures on the Instagram. And we're like, oh, well, let's get that one. And we didn't even notice until we got it home that the name given to this wine is On the Quiet.
That's
Right?
spooky.
Right? We didn't even know. So
That's
this wine is
spooky.
on the quiet.
That's
this
what
is a Sauvignon Blanc.
OTQ means?
Yeah, on the
we
quiet.
didn't realize till we got it home. We were like, oh, this
Whoa.
is... Because we were both kind of magnetically, we're like, look at
Drawn
that.
to this bottle.
that
It's a
one.
beautiful bottle. It's really pretty.
Isn't it?
It's really gorgeous. It's got this gold thing. I'll put a picture up for people.
You can watch it. Just look at it.
And on the back, it says something about this wine being a pure expression of Jules' winemaking skills and her vision to create wines which speak of their place. So if it's on the quiet, clearly this wine is from a quiet
From a
place.
quiet place.
Yeah, Marlborough's a very quiet place.
Mhm.
Next
And
to
also New Zealand reminding you of home to, calm you in that way.
It's so sweet.
With our
Is
mouth
Jules
noises.
Taylor the person who started Cloudy Bay?
Ooh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wonder. I might have that totally wrong.
Because we were looking for Cloudy. Shaughn said, well, Cloudy Bay is her favorite. So we were
do
looking
love it.
for it. So is it really actually quite quiet?
Yes, Marlborough's like a very quiet town.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause-
region. Yeah.
To me, it's one of the best known winemaking regions. So for some reason, I picture it as being a place full of activity. But
It's not really. There's like a lot of long, dusty roads. I mean, my grandmother lived there, so I mostly would go there in the summertime. But long roads and little wineries off these roads, and it's really beautiful, so beautiful.
I really want to visit New
Yeah.
Zealand
Yeah.
sometime.
I've heard it's an amazing, magical place.
It's very amazing, very magical. And there are a lot of amazing wine regions as well. Marlborough's
Yeah.
great, but Hawke's
Central
Bay,
Otago, right?
Otago's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The greatest Pinots.
Someone got me a Pinot from there.
Ooh.
Oh, who was that?
Some friend of mine. I can't remember her
Was
name.
it an amazing and talented
Yeah.
friend?
She had a really formal name.
Did
and
you
made a really
smack it out of your
formal
hands when you
time.
started slurping?
I'll never forget.
Oh, God.
One time I was with Melanie, we were drinking coffee, and I slurped it because it was hot, because you slurp hot coffee, and the look she gave me like burned through me. And I was like, oh no.
I'm so sorry. It's
I
it's
just
a
did it.
rage that comes from the depths of my soul. It doesn't have anything to do with the person.
Oh, I know, completely.
I was just suddenly having flash by. It took me a while to. So my shrink, who didn't realize I had this problem, he makes tea sometimes, and starts to do the tea slurp, and I now have seen him long enough that I'm just like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's good.
Any
The
hot
tea slurp-
beverage probably is.
Oh,
Soup?
it's rough. It's rough. But the tea slurp or the coffee slurp is probably second only to gum in terms of
Yeah.
the worst noise.
It's pretty bad.
Because it's there's so much air and sucking for so long because it's hot.
Just like flapping your jaw, working your lips.
But do you, oh my God, please.
I'm sorry.
But do you remember when we were in Oregon
Yeah.
and we went to Mr. Charisma's
Oh, yeah.
wine place? We went and had this beautiful wine tasting,
Yeah.
barrel tasting in Oregon. And I was surrounded by 4 men or 5 men tasting wine
4
from
men, yeah.
this barrel.
Were they all sucking the air
Oh,
through it?
my
'Cause
God.
I
Yeah.
do that now when I taste wine, but not in other people's ears.
Yeah.
Well, in case people don't know, like when you taste wine, you spin it in the glass a little bit.
You take a look at
You
it.
take a
for
look
the
at
color.
it, the color. You put your nose in there, you smell it. And then what you do is you put a little bit in your mouth.
Oh God! Brace yourself. Hold my hand. Wait, we can get through this. Okay.
Next
Thank
up,
you.
I have a chalkboard, and I will run my nails down it.
Oh, God. Came out in a sweat.
Okay.
So basically,
We're not gonna do that
And you
again.
do it to aerate the wine, to push the wine into like your nose, so you get the smell of things. So when we were with Mr. Charisma, J.K. Carey Wines, J.K. Carey Wines, hashtag
J.K. Carrier wines are beautiful wines.
Beautiful
and he was
wines.
so kind and wonderful. We call him Mr. Charisma because of his extraordinary charisma.
Yeah, I think he just came in eating an apple.
Oh, he came in eating an apple is one of the
Oh
most
God! Ew.
fascinating. I know. You would think.
You would think.
Really? Because I can't deal with that. Seems like a noise that would be pretty bad.
Oh, eating an apple is usually the worst thing.
But with
he
him,
was
it
just-
worked?
He's so charismatic. He made eating the apple one of the most interesting things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He has so much like energy about him. We just both were like, oh my
So
God.
engaging.
I want to go home and look up this winemaker now.
He's great.
Yeah, you should.
No, we're gonna go back. Yeah, but we were just surrounding you, like slurping and spitting, and at one point you had to excuse yourself.
Yeah, I had to leave.
Oh man.
And then we had to explain what misophonia is, which is just hatred of sound.
Yeah, and they were all like, "Oh, interesting." I was like, "Oh."
Is it okay for you when you? Because I can slurp my own. Like when I'm tasting wine, I can do that, and I try not to do it in public or in restaurants unless I'm around friends asking me to explain how to properly taste a wine, and then I'm like, and then you. But I try not to do it anywhere where people are going to hear. But it doesn't bother me. I don't hear it in my own head when I do it so much. Can you not do it yourself, or
I can't do it.
so? Can you chew gum?
I mean, quietly with my mouth closed, as all people should chew gum.
Yeah.
But if if I have a cold and my nose is blocked and I make a sort of smacking noise, I'm disgusted by myself.
Oh, so you can do it to yourself?
See,
Yeah.
You
see,
can
I,
self-inflict? Wow.
Wow, I think you have a deeper condition of it than I, because I
Maybe.
can.
I'm
I can.
also filled with self-loathing, so that's part of it.
No.
You should see my shrink. I'll tell him to throw out his. He's helped me with that.
Oh, really?
Yes, once we got over the tea issues.
Could be that pit of self-loathing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of that. Oh.
No, sad.
Well, this is a Sauvignon Blanc, everyone. Sauvignon Blancs are, known for their crisp lightness. They're also known for their sort of like grassy elements.
This one is very tropical. It's got a lot of like pineapple-y, guava-y kind of.
Which is kind of unusual for me because a lot of times when I drink Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, you get that grassy sort of cat pee thing. That's right, I said cat pee.
There's not as much well, the polite thing they taught us in the WSET classes was to be like, it's asparagus.
Oh, that's so polite.
Yeah,
that
but
is
I
polite.
prefer, our teacher said in France, they say just pipi de chat, which sounds much better than cat piss.
Pipi de
Pipi de
French.
chat.
Yeah.
The shot. Oh,
Piss.
Yeah.
The shot kiss, yes.
pipi de shot.
But recently, a lot of Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand have had this kind of characteristic.
I was going to say, this is what
This
I'm
sort of
more
yeasty,
familiar with.
sort of rougher kind of, sometimes they're called like sauvage.
Oh,
It's a particular grape sometimes, but it doesn't seem like this one is.
sauvage.
Yeah, but it's been like popular recently where they've had these Sauvignon Blancs that are a bit sort of like dirtier.
Oh, like kind of musty? Kind
Yeah.
of like an orange wine?
Kind of, not quite. It's just a different
Maybe-
sort of Sauvignon Blanc.
I associated
I'll
it
have
with
to
that
look that
sort
up.
of like super ripe pineapple-y kind of something smell to it. And that's what I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like Shaughn got into learning about wine earlier than I did, so maybe it is a recent thing. I was going to say I associate all the grass and stuff with maybe a Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc, but not as much with the Marlborough ones.
Oh,
I've
really?
tasted. Yeah. I always, the ones I've tasted have been quite tropical fruity. To
Really?
me.
Tropical,
and,
yeah,
And
'cause
a
this
little bit
one's-
of the asparagus notes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess for me, just like my go-to like tasting notes is that they get the asparagus grassiness for the Marlborough, New Zealand. And then for Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc for me, chalk. Yeah. And then I
about
get
the
like green
chalkboard.
pepper. I always get like a green pepper, like green pepper skin.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm curious is in wine class, maybe this is something we don't have in America, like gooseberry. Every other
Oh, yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc, they'd be like gooseberry. And I had a friend bring in actual what gooseberries are, and I mean, they don't look or smell like berries, and
No.
What is a gooseberry?
it has this papery skin.
Yeah, it has a little papery skin.
They're
I
orange.
love them.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to describe
I
what
don't
kind
either.
of a fruit are
They are in this wine though a
Yeah,
little bit.
for
It's
Do you just
gooseberry.
like snack on them, like a little like afternoon
I
snack?
think people
or
cook them a lot, right?
Yeah.
do you make a jam out of them?
You can make a jam out of them. People don't eat them a whole lot in New Zealand. We had a tree.
A gooseberry
Oh.
tree?
Yeah, or a
Ooh.
bush or whatever it is. I
Can
can't
we
remember. I
visit
just remember
you?
picking them and eating them.
Gooseberry bush?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're almost a little soury. Like they're quite sour and something between like a stone fruit and something sour and like a little. I only ever had them once in my life, but the reason we had them is our teachers are like, nobody knows what these things. I can't do her. She's from Spain. I can't do her.
was like-
she's like,
I was
these,
like,
she's like, these
where?
Brits don't know. And the WSETs are based in Britain. She's like, these Brits all eating their gooseberries. Nobody knows what that tastes like. We were all like, yeah. And then the one woman who worked for the Whole Foods, she's like, I think we have gooseberries. I'll bring some in for the class. And we all got them. We're like, what is this weird, sappy?
She sounds really angry too.
I know.
Our teacher?
Yeah.
I mean, she's angry at those British folks. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like a Spanish person hating on Britain. Wow.
She
With her
should-
gooseberries.
I mean, just because you don't have them in Spain. Sheesh.
Well, I was thinking because, like, W sets are based out of London,
Right.
hence the gooseberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's other. I'm trying to think. There are other words or spellings we'd see.
Like, this
in the
tastes like
book.
bangers and mash, and like, this tastes like fish and chips.
with the
This
arm
tastes
pump.
like
with the
Big
arm.
Ben.
You can't do that without doing like the
Yeah.
arm pump.
Well, I did do Oliver the musical twice.
Really?
Yes. So
Oh my
Oh, so you know what you're
I
doing.
know what I'm
Okay.
talking about, you
We won't
guys.
question it.
Please don't.
Can you please sing us a verse of Food Glorious Food?
Food, glorious food. Food, anxious to try it.
Ooh.
Anxious.
3 banquets a day. Our favorite diet. See, I still know this.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
How old were you when you did this?
Well, the first time I did it, I was probably 13 or 14. I did it in junior high,
Yeah.
but I was half in the band, and then I was, and then I introed Papa, the big bar scene.
I don't know it.
Okay.
No, but now I want to hear.
Well, all the Oliver fans listening will know.
No, I want to hear a
the
verse.
big
This was
Papa.
why I said that.
Papa. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
You
I know that.
Yeah,
We
but
had
I
to
just.
sing that at school.
Oh, really?
Oh.
We just sing a lot of weird
Just like as a
songs.
warm up?
Just like an assembly and
I
stuff.
wish we could have sung bar songs in school.
You guys all got together in assembly and sang Papa?
We sang a lot of... Sometimes I'll tell Jason, my fiance about songs. A song will come on the radio or whatever, and I'll be like, "Oh, we sung this in assembly," and he's like, "Why? What?" Like some Beatles songs that are just weird for kids to sing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just like Bee Gees hits.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of strange stuff.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, but
We just sang
was
like
one.
really
Papa.
terrible songs like I like the way that I look. Like these like self-esteem-ish songs
okay.
about loving yourself.
That's sweet.
And then just really inane, stupid songs that were written for kids to sing at school assembly.
Well, that's better,
Papa,
probably.
would you like some more? I'm getting a refill here.
Thank you.
In there.
We had to sing I Just Called to Say I Love You a lot.
What?
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I've
Someone
never.
was playing the piano,
How does that?
and we were all going, I just called to say I love you, like a bunch of New Zealand children.
Oh.
So awful. Why are we singing that song?
Did you guys all have to memorize the songs? Or did you have like music?
They put it up on a projector. And
Oh.
They couldn't have the words. I don't know. Maybe we had a weird music teacher.
Did either two of you have to play the auto harp, or did they ever bring out the auto harps? That
No.
it's another thing designed just for school children.
When I was a kid at my church, because I went to school at my church until like third grade, the teacher had auto harp, and she always busted out the auto harp. But it would be like, Jesus loves me, this I know. He has risen. God, 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 God. Bible, Bible, Bible. So yes.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, my auto harp.
Hallelujah to your auto
How
harp.
would you just? There are these things you put on your lap that have strings. How would you describe an auto harp?
Kind of like a deconstructed guitar. Auto harp is like
Had
to
sex with the
guitar
harp.
as to like what the accordion is to the piano.
It's like sideways, but with the same working. I don't know.
Are you familiar with an auto harp, Melanie?
No, I
Melanie?
am not. No.
Pop it.
We'll try and find a picture to put on the Instagram
But,
for all
yeah,
you
try and put a
confused,
picture up.
Put a picture up.
confused listeners.
I'm confused. I played the recorder.
I did that. Yeah, can't do wind. I can't even whistle, much less play a wind instrument. They were the bane of my life. Did you
played-
enjoy it?
I did for some reason. I still remember how to play one song on the recorder. And my ex-husband was so charmed by that like every other Christmas he would give me a recorder
Oh,
so that I would just play
that
If
one
we
song.
have you
song
back
of
for-
so many recorders if anyone wants one.
I mean, if we have you back, can we have you bring in a recorder and play a
Play the
tune?
one song.
Play the
Yeah, I
one
don't know
song.
what it's called. I don't know what it is. I just remember it.
You have it from memory?
Can
I
you like
couldn't-
hum a bar for us? Sing a bar.
No, I can't
Okay.
really sing. I was very brave when I sang that piece of I Just Called to Say I Love You before.
That was so brave. You just
Yeah,
jumped right
thanks,
into
Pops.
it.
No, I think if I had a recorder in my hand, I could play it, but no.
So music noises don't get to you. What about different accents or voices? Are there any of those noises that get to you? Like, for instance, I can't handle Sean Connery's voice. Like, something about it drives me like it's like nails on. So I was curious if you have different like voices or songs or music things that misophonia wise. That
don't-
may probably be just that Sean Connery annoys
he
me
might
generally.
just be annoying to you.
Yeah.
I
Probably.
don't. I have other things like repetitive noises will drive me crazy. I was at the DMV the other day waiting in line, and somebody behind me was just like tapping like a bunch of paper,
Oh.
just like, and I just was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I was in a full panic. But
And you're going to be
So
there a
being-
while because it's a DMV. You're going to be sitting there
well,
waiting.
2 hours in and out.
Oof.
It wasn't too bad.
So
I was happy.
fidgeters, you don't deal with fidgeters.
If it's
well.
if there's noise involved.
My dad fidgets a lot, and I'll be in the car with him, and I'll hear him. He'll just start like gritching his fingers on like the car seat, and I won't know what it is. I just hear this intermittent scratch, scratch, scratch. I'm like the fidgeters.
My dad's like a compulsive fidgeter.
Oh,
And he would drive. Well, you've met my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
did he drive
Yeah.
you crazy?
But
No,
but
nice.
he definitely picks his teeth and sucks his teeth, which I just
Oh.
realized.
I
Like,
didn't see him do any of that.
yeah, I know you didn't see him, but
Yeah.
because he was on it, because we were out in public and he was on his best behavior.
Oh yeah.
He also like does this thing where he like combs his like arm hair like this, and this weird tick that he does.
Oh,
It's so bizarre.
that's
And it's like
interesting.
every single like he just like puts on lotion and like rubs his arm like this. I think dads are just like developed ticks. I think. I mean, I guess we all do eventually, right? We're all gonna develop some weird.
I have so
Some
many
tick.
weird ticks. As I squirm,
You just did one for us.
I don't actually do that. I was just.
You
Everyone
fake it.
probably has their annoying like habit they can't not do.
Oh, and my dad also like clears his throat all the time. I'm like, stop clearing your throat.
I feel like
Just-
I probably drive you crazy because I like need to do that right now because I have terrible sinuses and I'm constantly like like coughing like that.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that. But now I'm going to notice.
Oh God.
Now I'm going to listen.
No, all our listeners are gonna hate me. They'll probably notice all the times that I've been like clearing my throat.
They get you like a cough button. You ever like done a radio thing where they have like the little cough button?
No.
Where you can push it and cough.
No, that's exciting.
It was, I did a play once for KPCC and we had a little cough button. We did like a live reading of a play.
Oh,
It was fun, like a radio play.
Sounds like fun.
It was about Don Quixote.
You have the most interesting resume.
I know.
Little Oliver,
Little play.
some Don
Some
Quixote.
Oliver, Don Quixote.
Yeah.
You guys, my resume is pretty eclectic. I mean, it starts one place and then it goes
From
somewhere
Britain to
else.
Spain.
From Britain to Spain.
Where else are you going? Oh God.
Oh, we got a live text. Too sexy, Ellen.
Scheherazade.
Do you want to read that out loud to the class?
I don't know. I probably was telling her that I'm drinking wine and might be drinking more later. Quite possibly.
This is basically Ellen's pre-party.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
that's
not
why
my
this
fault.
exists.
That's why this exists, yeah.
Okay,
So Ellen can get like her buzz
Right.
foundation good and going,
I see.
and
I
then
see.
like up and
Good plan.
out.
Good plan.
I was watching this movie today. It's called, I'm just kidding. I just realized something. It made me think of something. And there was a line in the movie that said that getting into wine is sometimes just a cover for people who want to just drink a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
fairly sure for a good amount of people that's the case.
Yeah, and it made me really self-conscious. And I'm like, oh no, maybe is that how I've gotten so into wine? But no. But like it was just
because
such
I
an
can't
interesting.
drink things I don't like, and I know some people just will drink whatever's in front of them.
Right.
'Cause,
And
like,
I definitely
can't
like
drink
use
beer.
like a spit bucket when I'm tasting.
I do too.
You know, I can't just imagine people that just go to tastings and just like
Drink and drink.
drink and
Well,
drink.
a lot of alcoholics, though, will only drink one thing.
Oh,
I've read so many memoirs. Alcoholics
true.
memoirs.
See, I'd drink less if I only had one thing in front of me. The problem is I'm confronted with all these delicious things to try and taste, and I like variety, and so I end up drinking more than I want to because... So, yeah, if someone were like only one thing, that would be sad.
But there's so many flavors involved in wine. Like that's where I
Yeah.
think it's kind of like food. I talked about that when we had
Yeah.
Drew here. Is that like wine to me is food in that way, and a lot of times they go hand in hand. Of course,
Yeah.
it just complements food so well that that's kind of what I think of it. I don't like if I'm going out or if I'm at a wedding or something and I'm drinking, I'll have like whiskey or
Oh, yeah.
tequila or like woo shots.
Oh,
Shots.
Can't deal with it.
No,
No.
you don't like the vodka luge.
No, thank
Oh, I'll pass on that. I like I like different types of whiskey, and I like a good cocktail, but I can't do shots. And tequila and I are not. My system doesn't love it.
How about rum?
I love a good tiki drink.
Oh,
I have a hard time with rum because when I was 17, I hosted a pirate-themed party at my home. And all we had was rum. Everybody brought rum, and we just drank and drank and drank.
as pirates do.
As pirates do. And I have not been able to really... Sometimes I can have a pina colada if I'm feeling brave, but yeah, too much rum.
What
Just
else was
one night,
involved?
17-year-old pirate.
Oh my gosh. What else was I like the first time I got drunk was on rum.
What else was
I
involved?
had
in
Yeah,
your
I wanted to know what else was
Yeah,
involved in the
probably,
pirate
like-
party.
Teenagers making out. I don't know.
Were there like
Filthy
hats?
things.
Did anyone like bring a bird?
Were there
Oh yeah, some people got a little bit costumey.
were there bandanas and eye
people
patches?
were saying "arr" a lot. Yeah,
Was there some yo ho hoing?
a lot of that.
So that you
yeah.
could pull out another bottle of rum.
Yeah, exactly. It was a weird theme for a party.
Was there any booty?
I feel like that's a great
Oh,
theme
yeah.
for a party.
a lot of booty.
So much booty. That's the only reason to have a pirate party is
Yeah.
to get some booty.
Yeah.
It's another name for pirate treasure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. I also invented a drink when I was 14 years old at a
Do
local
tell.
bar. And
Play-
Whoa.
yeah.
Pray tell.
Wait, what's
Yeah.
the legal drinking age in New Zealand?
Oh, I think at that time it was like 20 or something, but I'm from a small town. There's not a lot to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
They were lenient. There was this one place that was like especially lenient, and I was such a regular. They said, "Why don't you just invent a drink?" And
You
then
were
they put it on
regular
the
at
menu.
14?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
They put it on the menu. It was called the Skullduggery, and because I was basically a child, it was really just like a light pina colada. butter.
Skull-
It's just fruit juices and, I don't know.
Sounds delicious.
And it was called a
Skullduggery.
skullduggery?
Yeah, so my pirate thing went for a few years.
Melanie, you have this checkered pirate past I had no idea about.
Yeah.
Can we all get together and drink skullduggeries sometime?
Sure. I wish I was
Do you think
drinking
the
too many
bar would still
skullduggeries.
know?
Oh, the bar closed down because,
Oh.
yeah, surprise, surprise. They're letting 14-year-olds name drinks and then
Like everyone to meet
Close
on
closed
a
down. It's
mixologist.
so shocking. Yeah, yeah.
we
What
go.
happened there?
What happened?
It's a mystery.
So what was everyone's drink that taught them about the thing called tolerance? Like, what drink made you realize that, you can't just drink
Oh, you mean
and
about,
drink?
alcohol?
Everyone has a
Like
drink that
alcohol
they drank
tolerance?
too much of and got sick and was like, oh, I have a certain tolerance before I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, for me...
Sean's like, zero, nothing.
No.
I can drink forever.
No, it was rum. It was that rum. I think I was 15 or something, or maybe 14.
Tell us the tale.
It's kind of a weird, long story. My roommate at the time, being 14 or 15, that's why it gets weird.
Wait, yeah, explain.
Well, because
Long story.
it's a long story.
Okay.
Well, this man that was living with us, and my brother, he went to Barbados and he brought back a ton of rum. He's like, rum punch. He's like, this is great, man. I went to Barbados. There's rum everywhere. It's awesome. I remember drinking that, and then I remember having a hangover and getting sick, and I was like, oh, there's a point you get and you're sick, and this isn't fun. And the room was spinning, and I was like, oh, this is
What drinking too much
drinking
is?
too much is, yeah. And then he hurt his back really bad, and then moved out, and then we had free reign at the house. But it was super weird.
Very weird.
I really hope I got self-conscious because I'm like, if my dad figures out how to download this,
Oh, no.
this is a really weird
They'll
time.
be like,
It's okay.
Melody's over there rubbing her arm hair.
that's disturbing.
She just picked her
I'm
teeth.
just doing my dad's voice.
You're doing
for
a
your
very
dad.
spot-on impersonation of my father. Well done. Well
He's
done.
so sweet. I liked him a lot.
He's
I
sweet.
didn't see him do any of
Does
his
he come
tics.
down and visit in LA?
He does, and he's amazing, and he's great now, and everything's good. Love him to death. I just spent a lot of time with him. I'm going to see him tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, he's great. But, childhood stuff, it gets crazy. Should we transition into some wine questions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't tell you about this part. There's a slight sort of mini trivia. But
Yeah.
you don't.
Okay.
If you don't know the answers, that's fine.
All right. I probably won't.
Okay.
It's
We'll
even
see.
better if you make up your own version sometimes.
But you have a delicious wine to sip on while you ruminate.
It really is.
Okay, so the first question: where does Sauvignon Blanc originate?
I don't know. France?
Yes. Do you want to get a
Okay.
little more specific?
Zoom in on the map.
Zoom in.
I don't know. I only know about it being in the Loire.
It is there.
But where else? I don't know very many. Provence? What do they have in Provence?
Whole
They got a lot
bunch
of
random
rosé.
grapes. Yeah.
Mourvedre, and so Grenache.
Sancerre? I don't know where.
Yeah,
you
that's
tell
true,
me.
but it's a huge wine region. The Chinese people are buying up all of it.
It's
The
more
Chinese
famous
people?
for its
The Chinese.
reds, probably. Are the Chinese buying?
Bordeaux?
Bordeaux, yeah, Bordeaux, yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
China's buying a bunch of Bordeaux and
I
pushing
didn't know
pushing the price of Bordeaux up
Oh.
because they prize Bordeaux to be the best wine in the world. They're actually trying to replicate it in China,
Oh.
the exact kind of soil type and stuff. So they're just obsessed with Bordeaux.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So most Bordeaux whites are a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, and sometimes there's every so often they throw Muscadel in there or something.
Yeah, the Muscat.
They frequently age theirs in oak, which is a little different from what other people do with Sauvignon Blanc.
That's true.
That's a Bordeaux.
But you will get that point because you guessed
Yeah.
France. You get that
Yeah.
point.
Thank you.
1
Even though it took me
point.
5 regions
Well, but other
to get
people,
to Bordeaux.
most people wouldn't just be like, oh, Sancerre, rattling off even smaller regions. So you're
But France was right. You got
yeah.
France.
You
I'll
got,
give it to you for France.
we'll give it to you there.
That's not the hardest.
What?
Well,
guess
fine.
France.
We'll get harder.
No,
like-
but the region. I don't feel like I
You
won
could have
it,
said
but sure.
Italy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Next question. What are the 2 parent grapes of Cabernet Sauvignon? So Cabernet Sauvignon's a blend of 2 grapes that got
Oh.
together and
They got together.
had
and had a
grape
great
sex.
baby.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know that at all.
One of them's kind of a gimme if you think about the name of Cabernet Sauvignon. Of what grape?
Sauvignon. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. He's pointing at his wine.
And the other one,
It's Sauvignon Blanc and what?
and Cabernet Franc.
Oh,
So Cabernet
makes sense.
Sauvignon. If you think about it, you're like, oh yeah.
well, that makes sense.
I didn't know this until recently myself. So.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know that Cabernet Franc was around before Cabernet Sauvignon.
If you think
true.
about it, both Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc or Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. No wonder they got together. They were like, this
Franc
is too
and
cute.
Blanc.
Yeah. Why did they not
Exactly.
name it that?
I know, right?
Yeah, Franc and Blanc.
Because it was like Austrian couple. Hi, we are Franc and Blanc. We are two grapes. We love each other very much.
If I ever start a winery, I'm not going to label my Cabernet Sauvignons that. I'm going to be like, this is a Franc and Blanc. I'm going to rename the grape.
You should do it. I think you should do it.
Or just have your Cabernet, just call it Franc and Blanc.
Yeah.
Huh.
That
Don't
was what I
confuse
was,
people too much.
just name the, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they ask, I'm like, it's made of Cabernet Sauvignon, but this is
Yeah.
Franc and Blanc.
This is a Napa Valley Franc and Blanc.
Oh, I never knew that. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a little grape baby.
Yeah, it's like if you
cute.
think of it, we're hanging out there up in the Loire, like just a little north of Bordeaux, and they got together, and then the kid was like, I hate you, I'm moving to Bordeaux. And those two grapes stayed up there, and then Sauvignon Blanc, the little white grape mother, ran after it, was like, come home, and she kind of moved in, and then she met Simeon, was like, I'm going to stay down here. That is
I like this
Ellen,
history.
I know.
I'm picturing the grapes running around France. I'm sorry.
I feel like you're like reenacting like some story,
I
like
know,
with like those
it sounds
childhood
familiar.
dolls, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This is the time when."
Yeah, I never did that with dolls, but when it comes to grapes,
Yeah, grapes are dolls. Grapes are puppets. You can puppet a grape.
sure.
Sure.
Grape puppet.
Also at my winery, I will reenact the story of Franc and Blanc with puppets. Oh, I'm too amused by this. I'm gonna sit back.
And then the very last question. Well, no, not the very last question.
Oh,
What day is International Sauvignon Blanc Day?
How on earth would I know? Because I'm from New Zealand.
What if you knew? What if you just were like,
Yeah.
oh, I know it's that.
Oh, I know. It's August 17th.
That's a really great guess.
It's my friend Aaron's birthday.
Oh,
but
happy
close.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron, on August 17th.
Yeah.
Moment.
What day?
We could ask you a follow-up question that's what day is National Wine Day? If you look... We're gesturing wildly.
I don't
We're giving you the charades.
Today.
Yeah.
It's today.
Today's
Who
May
knew?
25th.
Today's International Wine Day.
We didn't realize this till today either.
But if you want to get more specific, International Sauvignon Blanc Day
Yeah.
is the first Friday in May.
Shaw.
Duh.
Doy.
How do you not know that,
There's
Melanie?
days for everything. It really annoys
From a country.
me.
I know.
That should have been the thing I whined about.
Yeah, but who
I'd whine about that.
makes
Oh.
these days? I was talking to Ellen about it. I'm like, who?
People
like, is there a
who
committee?
want to give food writers jobs. That was kind of a beat of mine for a while. It was like write
Writing.
things for the food holidays. I wrote one for Wine Day last year for good old Hello Giggles back in the day.
But is there like a Guinness Book of day appropriations? Like,
It's whatever food industry association decides to declare it that day, and then
oh, so there's like a council, like the wine council,
Yeah.
maybe decides a day. Ugh, I know, I roll.
pretty much.
People are like, Happy International Pancake Day.
Who came up with that? IHOP.
The pancake
Drives me
board,
crazy.
the board of pancakes,
Yeah.
International Pancake Association,
Because then there's a part of my brain that's like, I should have a pancake.
right? Do you like pancakes?
No.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't get the pancake.
I
thing.
don't-
Hate them.
I do, but only the type my dad made them delicious. Oh, you guys were joking.
No, I'm not joking,
I'm
but
not
it just,
joking.
I
No.
surprise myself with my own vehemence.
She hates.
I don't like
them.
fluffy pancakes. I like
like
the
a
really
crepe.
thin. Yeah.
Oh, I like a crepe. Oh, I can get behind a crepe.
Oh, I love a crepe.
See, I grew up with pancakes that were like kind of thicker, and they're not quite a crepe, but they were thicker and denser. And then when I had like pancake mixed pancakes, I was like, "What's this fluffy bullshit?"
Yeah, it's just like a giant like carb flab with syrup and butter.
I love syrup and butter.
I love syrup and
I
yeah.
love a giant carb flab, but pancakes, no
Waffles,
thank you.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
I don't like. I don't under. Yeah, I do. You're right. I like I like bread. I love a carb flab of bread.
That's a carb flab.
I know, I
sometimes
guess you're right.
Toast bread and put syrup and butter on it.
I'm
Just
in a,
on the toast.
yeah.
It's good.
I'm in a really big avocado toast phase right now.
I hate avocado.
You and the rest of Los Angeles.
I know.
Where did you get that idea, Shaughn?
I just, just came to me when I was like
There's probably an avocado
after yoga. After I was meditating after yoga, I was like sitting there and I was like, it'd be good if I took this avocado and I like mashed it up and I like put it on this toast.
You're like, should I put some Himalayan pink sea salt on top or something?
That's a thing we always have done in New Zealand.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, do they grow avocados in New Zealand?
Oh.
My mother used to do a thing for dinner sometimes where she'd cut an avocado in half and then just put this vinaigrette in the little hole.
Oh.
It was pretty delicious.
You can just snack it.
You just eat it for dinner.
Just eat it.
You got
Just
half
get
an
in there.
avocado, be happy about it. Okay?
Such vehemence. Such vehemence. She hates pancakes and she demands you to eat avocados.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Oh, texture. Can't deal with the texture.
Oh, really?
of
Avocados?
Yeah, I mean, granted, I grew up in the good old Midwest where occasionally you'd see an avocado on a sandwich, but I had heard about people eating avocados, and the first time I tried one, I was at some chain restaurant, and I was like, texture. And then every time I try and, like, I can deal with guacamole if there's enough other stuff, but something about the texture of an avocado just, like, gives me the shivers.
Gives you the
a little
willies.
bit.
All right, final question. This one's just fun and easy.
Okay.
What's bringing you some joy right now in your life?
What's bringing me some joy?
Yeah, just some joy.
Aw.
So we're not whining. We're just being joyful.
That's nice.
We're being happy.
Well, this was really fun.
Oh.
That's nice. My friends, I've been having a lot of gratitude for how many amazing friends I have. And I really feel like my life is like filled with love. It feels very profound and beautiful, and it's going to make me cry because I'm looking at one of my best friends across the table. But yeah, it's like, feels crazy to me. I'm just like, wow, I just love these people. I feel very, very lucky. Also, my fiance's been in town, and he's been in Texas since the beginning of March.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is he? Do you live here now in LA? As you can tell, I was not the long lifetime friend
No.
she was being. We just met today, but I'm so
Yeah,
glad
we
I
did.
did.
I
'cause
know, me
you're
too.
So much fun, and now I have a misophonia friend.
I know, I love it. I love it.
Is
You guys
your
can find
you live here now? In
I
LA?
do. I've lived here for 17 years.
And as the fiance, he's moving back. He was just traveling.
Oh, he was working. He's an actor.
He
He
was
was doing a
working.
job. He was working.
Oh, Pops, I love you so much.
I love you,
I feel the
Poppet.
same way.
Oh.
There's a love fest at the
I
end.
know. Surprise, twist ending. We're best friends.
Just throw it back.
Dun, dun, dun.
You had to wait through the whole podcast to find that out.
And they call each other Poppet, which I find.
I'm going to redo that
I
opening and
know.
make it really formal. I forgot. I basically just forgot your credits. That's what happened.
I know, I could tell.
I was like, I know you've done a lot of
Like,
stuff.
I've never listed her jobs before. This is weird.
We found Melanie on Twitter, and she was like, I like wine. And we were like, come do this thing.
Come do this thing. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yes,
This is so
thank
fun.
you.
Thank
This
you for
is
having me. I
basically a hangout session, and we just recorded it.
Yeah, it was
and we
fun.
got to drink some wine. Well, cheers,
Cheers.
everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to friends and wine and love.
I just drink wine. I don't fuck with IPAs. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with minute maids. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with coffee mates. I just drink wine. Give me red, white, or rosé. Don't touch me, motherfucker. I'm a sommelier.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate us, subscribe, leave us messages, write about us, nice things hopefully on iTunes, and we're also on Stitcher.
Oh yeah, double whammy. Yeah, guys, leave a message, tell your friends, pin a Post-it to a water cooler. You don't even have to work there.
Yeah, just go in. Write it on people's windshields in the dust.
In the dust, yeah.
the dust,
I wouldn't. Please don't do it in Sharpie.
I mean, that's on you if you do that.
Yeah, that's on you. I mean, I'm not an advocate for car graffiti.
No.
Are you, Ellen? Are you?
No, here at the Whine Situation, we do not advocate car graffiti. Bumper stickers unsolicited, yes.
Yes, you heard it here.
That's fine.
We do not advocate car graffiti.
If you have a problem with that, you can email us.
So aggressive. If you have a problem with that,
I don't know where it's coming from. If you have a problem with that, you can email us at thewhinesituation@gmail.com. That's wine with an H.
wine with an H, whiners.
Yeah.
at Gmail. Oh, and then you can find us on the Instagram, and that is the Whine Situation with an H. And there's a lot of great content there.
There is so much good stuff, you guys. There's pictures of our guest.
Do you guys crave content?
We were making it left and right for you.
There's so much content for you.
Oh, it's exhausting.
Contentually exhausting.
We do it for you, though.
So much. And up next week we have
Christina Hepburn.
Christina Hepburn
Of TNA Talks Sex, so you guys know you want to tune in for some sexy talk.
She has a very, very sexy voice.
She has such a sexy voice.
And she's a very sexy person, too.
True.
So
all around.
Get on the sex.
We're all about sex here.
Stuff. Yeah. I mean, the wine is a
This is true. It's a lubricant for that. I'm going there.
We're going to stop. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. We love you.
We love you.